Alrighty, week 10 is here. That means it's time for my week 10 NFL predictions. Before I get started, please make sure to subscribe, like button, and hit the bell. Comment down below, what is your predictions for the NFL week 10? We're about an hour away from kickoff, filming this, editing it, then going to post it on my second channel, More ZMC. So subscribe here, subscribe to my main channel, Zachary Movie Chat, and let's get started with my week 10 predictions. And let's start it all off with the Bears and the Patriots, or more likely the Patriots at the Bears. Now, Patriots are a team that, obviously, they're struggling. They're not a great team. Drake May hasn't looked horrible, but he doesn't have the weapons. He doesn't have the O-line. He doesn't have pretty much anything that a great quarterback needs to succeed. So, obviously, they're a team that's struggling. Meanwhile, the Bears, they come back from the bye really struggling as well, getting not shut out, but destroyed by the Cardinals. Losing to the Commanders over that Hail Mary throw. So, yeah, I think this could be a huge time for the Chicago Bears to kind of snap back into it, get something good here, get a dub against the Patriots. I am predicting the Bears to win this game, but this is a game that could very well determine the rest of the Bears season. If they lose this game, they need to snap back into it, get back into what they were before the bye and what they were working towards. I do think that they'll beat New England, at least for their own sake, that they should. Bills and the Colts. The Bills have been this one team that has just been sneaky good all season. They've been very, very good. Josh Allen has been balling out. But they're also a team that has had some close games. Last week, it's Miami. It was one of them that I think they should have blown out. Very close game there. But now they're taking on the Colts, who is just a team that has really struggled. They struggled completely on offense last week. I still think they're having Joe Flacco at quarterback. And so they're just a team that has had great weeks. And when they've had great weeks, they've had their wins. That's what they need to do. But they've also, for the majority of it, have had bad weeks this season. Meanwhile, the Bills have just been this one team that has just been an unstoppable force. So easily, I think the pick that I'm going to take will be the Bills to win this game. Minnesota versus Jacksonville. Minnesota has been, again, one of the best teams in the NFL. They lost 2 in a row. Then they didn't have a good first half last week, but they had a great second half against the Colts. Now they're playing Jacksonville, who has been one of the worst teams in the NFL. Yeah, just like the Colts, they had 1 or 2 weeks where they looked like a good football team. Then they'd go back to playing terribly and playing the Minnesota team that, again, I still feel is in desperate need of another win, trying to snap back into the team that they were before the bye. I definitely think they're going to win this game. Definitely think it'll be not a very close game, but not a blowout, because I do think Jacksonville has some talent on that team. But I do think Minnesota will win this game, in another game that I do think that they need to win to completely snap back into the team that they were. Then we got Denver at Kansas City. Kansas City became 8-0 last week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in overtime. Thrilling game. I needed one more point to win my fantasy matchup. Kareem Hunt got the touchdown in overtime. Great stuff. I lost by .30. So that was a little bit frustrating. But we're 8-0, so I can't really complain. So now that we're 8-0, we're playing Denver, who struggled last week against Baltimore. Denver has been having great weeks. I still think that they are a good team. They've played some teams that, they should have won, and they did. But then against Baltimore, you don't really expect them to win. So easily for me, going the Chiefs 9-0. I mean, come on now. Denver's not supposed to beat us. Patrick Mahomes has been starting to play really good football. Kareem Hunt has been a great addition to this team. So I think easily I'd have to go with Kansas City to become 9-0 against Denver Bronco. I do think that when they play later in the season, though, I do think that Kansas City is going to lose. I don't think they're going to sweep the Broncos this year. Atlanta and New Orleans. New Orleans, what is going on? You started off 2-0, absolutely whooping teams, and then you come out and you look awful. And last week you lost to the Panthers, which I said last week would be the funniest thing ever. It was hilarious. So I don't know what's going on with this New Orleans Saints team. They got a powerhouse of a team, but Michael Thomas was going off on Twitter, trashing Derek Carr. I don't know what's going on with this team, but they're not going nowhere. Meanwhile, Atlanta's still a really good contender, I think. Beat Dallas last week. Has been playing really solid football. I think pretty easily that I'm going to go Atlanta to win this one. I mean, against the New Orleans Saints team that has not been playing good football whatsoever. Now they're playing them, and Atlanta has been on a hot streak. I'm going Atlanta to win this game. Real quick before we move on, there was 2 games that I missed because I completely forgot there's a Germany game this morning. The Giants and the Panthers, the Toilet Bowl. That game's still going on. It's actually a pretty close game right now, and I'm filming this, so gonna try to go finish that one while editing. But I did pick the Giants to win that one, and then Thursday Night Football, I did pick the Ravens to win that one. I normally don't do Thursday Night Football because I just can't find time during the week to film these because I'm focusing on my main channel and other stuff, so there's that as well. But back to the predictions, we got the San Francisco 49ers versus Tampa Bay. Now, this is a huge game because Christian McCaffrey is coming back for the 49ers. Don't know how he will be, still starting in my fantasy lineups, but have no idea how he will be. We can just hope that he's great. Tampa Bay last week, even though they don't have any weapons, Baker played his ass off last week against Kansas City. So I'm predicting this might be a close game. I think it will, granted that San Francisco and Dallas haven't really been on point as they should have been, but I do think that I am still going San Francisco to win this one, especially with McCaffrey back, Brock Purdy, you have George Kittle, who's been playing great, so do still think this is a powerhouse. Do still think they're going to get the dub over Tampa Bay, but I do think Tampa's going to hold this one close. Then our final noon game, we got Pittsburgh and the Commanders. The Commanders, one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Jaden Daniels, just like Kirk Herbstreit said last night on College Football Saturday, he said that he's a once-in-a-lifetime quarterback. Totally true. Definitely picking them to win. But both teams, sneaky good. Pittsburgh has been a very good team this year. Both quarterbacks have really been helping them out. Now they have Russell Wilson, who I think this is going to be his first real challenge this season to play the Commanders. But I do still think it's going to be a very close game. I think both teams are real contenders this season for the crown. I'm still picking the Commanders to win because they're just the easy pick there. But yeah, I think this is going to be a great game. Tennessee and the Chargers. Tennessee, one of the worst teams in the NFL. They did get a dub last week against the Patriots in overtime, but easily I'm picking the Chargers to win this one. They have been a team that has struggled in certain games this season, but for the most part, they still have been playing pretty good football. They played a great game last week against the Browns, only allowing 3 points. So easily going to pick them to get the dub here against this struggling Tennessee Titans team. I mean, it's pretty easy. I always pick against the Titans. I don't think there's a single time this season that I actually picked the Titans to win a game. So, I mean, pretty easy going with the Chargers. Then we got the New York Jets and the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the Arizona Cardinals have been a very good team so far. Over 500. They're leading their division. 100% picking them against the Jets, who, yeah, they did beat the Texans their last game. Still don't think that they're going to play a good game here. The New York Jets have really struggled, and just because they had one good game, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, this is a team with Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, and Aaron Rodgers. Like, you shouldn't be losing with that, and yet just the team chemistry has been 100% off. Meanwhile, the Cardinals, this is a year that they're finally clicking in. Still think that they're going to make a wild card spot. I still think that they're playing really, really great football. And so easily, for me, that's who I'm picking to win this game, the Arizona Cardinals. Philadelphia and Dallas. Now, Dallas lost Dak Prescott for the rest of the year, or at least he's going to do one more MRI thing, and then we'll decide if he's doing the surgery. But, I mean, wow, that's shocking. The fact that Dallas has been having a horrible season, they lose Dak. Don't think that's going to turn the season around. That could be the better thing for Dallas, though. But easily choosing Philadelphia. This is a team that has been on fire, one of the best teams in the NFL for a long time. Started off the season really critical of them, and then they've really been proving it. Jalen Hurts have been playing phenomenal. You got A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and Saquon Barkley, all three of them just a huge powerhouse on offense. And against a Dallas team that has been struggling, and now you lost your starting quarterback, I don't think that they're gonna do good at all. I genuinely think this is gonna be a blowout. I'm going Philadelphia by far. This is going to be a great game for them. And then we got Houston and Detroit. This is going to be a great game. Detroit, the best team in the NFL. Houston, having a couple struggles, having some games that I feel like they should have won, but they didn't win. And that's okay, because I still think that they're a great team. This is a matchup I was anticipating for a long time. We're finally going to get to see it tonight on Sunday night. Doesn't mean I'm picking Houston. I'm still picking Detroit. They've been the best team in the NFL by far, blowing out teams. Their offense has been unstoppable. Their defense has been elite. Easily picking them to win. But I do think the Texans are going to make this close. I do think the Texans are going to make this a great football game. Very excited to see tonight's game. This is probably my most anticipated game of the rest of the year so far. This is going to be a fantastic game. But I am picking the Lions to win. And then our Monday night game, we got the Rams and the Dolphins. Dolphins have been a team that ever since they lost Tua, they started struggling. And then ever since that, like, even when they got him back, they still haven't got wins. Meanwhile, the Rams, fully healthy team. They played a rough game last week in Seattle, but they still got the overtime win. So, I mean, this is pretty much an easy choice. This is probably going to be the easiest choice I'll have to pick all game. I'm going with the Rams to win this one because they've just been playing elite football. Still, I could totally see the Dolphins start turning their season around at this point. We are officially past the halfway point, so I could see them start turning it around, but I think it's very unlikely. I am definitely going with the Rams to win. All right, so that was my predictions for the NFL Week 10. Let me know yours down below in the comment section, and thank you guys for clicking on this video. Stay tuned for my Week 11 picks for next week, and go check out my main channel, Zachary Movie Chat. Got a couple great content videos coming up very soon, and with that said, subscribe, join my Army. Peace out.